What is up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hope you have your coffee. Killer Kane, how are you? Fernando, how are things in Venezuela? Brendan, good morning. How's everyone today? Thank you for being here on YouTube for a change. We're trying to build this channel up and make it a pretty lively place here as we move forward through 2021. It's kind of odd not to be on, two places at one time now. But this is something a little bit different because I learned from last week. There was a day where Facebook was kind of acting funny, and I just, wanted to go over and try to live stream from my phone because Facebook was just acting weird. And I tried to log in and do live, and YouTube came up and gave me a notification that I couldn't go live unless I had 1,000 subscribers. And I figured, well, I need to spend more time over here for a little bit, separate my time. Obviously, tonight we're going to be on both Facebook and YouTube doing our thing with the Civil War and Reconstruction Governors of Mississippi project. But I figure to get this brand going a little bit more here on YouTube, I need to be over here a little bit more doing some things with you all and putting some new videos up and all that stuff so we can grow this channel. And it gives me some extra insurance, right? That if I'm out in the field doing something and I have Wi-Fi or I have 4G or whatever it may be, and all of a sudden Facebook doesn't want to work for me, I need to have a backup plan. So I need to work with building this YouTube channel up so that I have 1,000 subscribers so that I may live stream from in the field as a backup plan. So that's why we're going to be spending a little bit more time over here on YouTube. But yes, it's I'm appreciative of all of you tuning in, and we're just going to have a free-for-all. Whatever comes up in the chat that's worthy of discussion, let's say, we're going to be talking about. That's right, Killer Kane. This morning would have been the anniversary of the day that the time that Abraham Lincoln succumbed to his wound from being shot at Ford's Theater, which would have occurred last night. Thank you for reminding me of that. That's fantastic. Pit History Guy, we are actually on StreamYard right now. And I use StreamYard from here on the PC. I'm thinking more of when I'm out in the field with my phone, it's a little bit more clunky. I'd like to just go into the YouTube app, hit the plus go live thing and go live. But I actually use StreamYard for all of my interviews, which is what we're using now. I use it for everything. I've seen a lot of Zoom fatigue, and I actually like StreamYard better. So I've been using StreamYard since, it's been maybe May of last year. It's almost been a year since I've been using StreamYard, and I've been loving it. It's been great. I have a lot of good feedback from it as well. Looks like my lights are working up or acting up back there in the background. Kind of weird. Morning, Barbara. So Barbara, what I was saying is, I'll go over it here again. I need to build up my YouTube channel because I need 1,000 people to quote, subscribe to my channel to allow me to live stream on my phone when I'm in the field, just in case Facebook doesn't want to work. So that's why I'm over here trying to build this channel up, bring more programming over here when it's just me. And stuff like that. And I need to put more videos up and all that kind of stuff to build this channel and give it as much attention as I give the Facebook channel. The Facebook page was my original page. YouTube was kind of like the side project for the longest time. I had maybe 20 people, 30 people who were subscribed on here. And I think it's time to build that up so that I have a backup plan for the future. Say I'm at Gettysburg, or I'm at Antietam, or I'm at some other historical site, Facebook isn't working right, we can just hop onto YouTube and do the live thing from there when it's on my phone. So when I'm here in my office working with the PC, it's easy because I can do StreamYard as we've been saying. but with the phone, it's a little bit more different, a little bit more difficult. So, it's one of those deals. So, John McFarland, good morning. On your way to lunch. Have a great lunch. Welcome again to Frederick. Great town. Yeah, Pit History guy. Yeah, StreamYard has just been fantastic for me. I have had great experience with it. There was a time where I think I started to make the transition before Zoom fatigue started setting in for the general public, because Zoom started having some clunky issues with it, and I actually picked up StreamYard instead, and paid for that out of pocket, which thankfully my Twitch revenue each month helps to pay for my live streaming costs. If you're not on my Twitch, go check out my Twitch if you have the chance. John McFarland's in the chat. He's on there a lot. He watched me play World of Warships, and we do World War I nights on Friday night with a bunch of people. And it's going to be fun to watch that grow. But I have subscribers on there who provide a little bit of monetary support for the brand. Those subscriptions on Twitch are you pay. Unless you have an Amazon Prime account, then you can subscribe for free. But twitch.tv/the Tattooed Historian is where you'll find that. And I've been using some of my revenue from my Twitch to pay for my StreamYard, which is what we're on right now. So, yes, thank you. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're going to build this up to like 1,000 people. That way I can start live streaming from the phone on there. Jaunty, hello. Grab that Tim Hortons coffee. Fantastic. I have my Sheets coffee. I went on a Sheets run this morning. Brendan, the Culps Hill broadcast is Saturday starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It will be on Facebook. It will be a Facebook Live event because we'll be doing it off of the phone. So it will strictly be Facebook. Yes, Killer Kane is over there too, watching me on Twitch. When we're over there, we're going to be on there tomorrow night. We're going to be playing, what are we playing? Tannenberg. We're doing Eastern Front World War I stuff, and we're going to be portraying and talking about the Latvians in the First World War. Myself and Andrew from Bowery Mick History, we're going to be on there along with some friends and discussing all that. So, good morning, Robert. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you all hanging out on YouTube for something a little bit different. This is the most people I've had on a live thing on YouTube yet. So that is fantastic. Tonight's presentation is going to be about historical memory as it pertains to the primary sources with Civil War and Reconstruction governors of Mississippi. That wonderful digital history project going down at the University of Southern Mississippi. This will be part 4 of 5 episodes. And there'll be a 2-part series at the end here on historical memory because you need to, there's a lot of historical memory to go over. And so we're going to be tackling that issue tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central. And we'll be going for about an hour. I released the podcast of last week's live stream on Wednesday, yesterday morning, that dropped. And I didn't check the numbers on that. I might be able to pull it up here and see what our numbers were. But believe it or not, just off of everything but iTunes, I don't get the iTunes numbers on this particular platform that I'm using as far as numbers are concerned. We're getting on the day that this stuff drops, you all are downloading it 130, 140 times in one day. And that's just tremendous numbers. So thank you for that. That really means a lot to us. We're trying to get more acknowledgement of this project out there. So tonight will be another great night of talking about historical memory as it pertains to those primary source materials and the digitization process. It should be a great time there. Beth, good morning. Good morning. Let me see this. Have you ever been to the west end of downtown Hamilton? 4 Tim Hortons in one block. I have been to Hamilton. I've been to the first Tim Hortons, which is in Hamilton. Hamilton's a great town, great city there. and I enjoy Hamilton. I love the Toronto area. It's basically like to me, it's like I don't know, it's like Boston to me, and I really enjoy Toronto. Ottawa is my favorite Canadian city. But I enjoy Toronto too, and Hamilton's right outside Toronto. So I've had great times there. I've drank a lot of Tim Hortons coffee up there. I miss it. I miss having a Tim's in the morning, getting a large regular, and starting my day out right. So looking forward to that border opening here, hopefully by the end of this year, because I need my Tim's fix. I need some donuts and some coffee. Yeah. But thank you all again. We are getting for being here. We are getting ready for Saturday. Dr. James Broomall and myself have been in email contact with the Park Service about our live stream on Saturday, and it should be a great time. You're going to get a lot out of it in a short amount of time. I'm looking at probably a 2-hour window for doing this, and we may take a break to move during that 2 hours. But you're going to get primary source materials from the Battle of Gettysburg and the Culp's Hill area in particular. We're going to talk about the rehabilitation process that's been going on there, the need for historic preservation as far as don't climb on the earthworks that are now visible. We're going to go over all that, because when you rehabilitate these areas and you make them look like they were in 1863, people start going out there and exploring, and they start treading all over things, and they may be original earthworks that you are just stomping over and breaking down slowly. You get 100 people climbing over something, it's going to break it down. It's just dirt. So we're going to go over that. We're going to go over the preservation process and some other stuff. We're going to line up some original photos or drawings to what it looks like today. That way you get inside look at what they would have seen in 1863 or right after the battle. So it's a great way to connect you with the landscape, and it's going to be a really, really interesting time. This was a last minute thing where I simply texted Jim, and I'm like, hey, they just rehabilitated this area. We should be doing something out there. And he wrote back in big letters, yes. And I'm like, all right, let's set it up and let's get it done. So I want to thank the George Tyler Moore Center for co-hosting. They are at Shepherd University. If you go over to my Facebook page, you'll see the link, facebook.com/The Tattooed Historian. Most of you are already on there, you know that. But George Tyler Moore Center has co-hosted, and the Gettysburg National Military Park is co-hosting the event as well. So thank you to them. They've always worked alongside my brand as far as interpretation is concerned flawlessly. They've been fantastic. Ranger Chris Gwynn has been just amazing with my brand and being an ally. I will never forget, first meeting him. We met at the Gary Owen, which is my headquarters when I'm in town. And we met there, and he walked in, he sat at the bar next to me, and he said, how can the National Park Service help you? And I knew that we were on the right track then, because I was willing to say, hey, how can I help in any way? And it was turned on me to, how can we help you, before I could even get my line out. So Chris has been fantastic. The whole interpretation education team there has been fantastic to me and to this brand. So thank you to Gettysburg National Military Park for not only co-hosting this, but for giving us a lot of opportunities over there, and continue. We have a lot of plans here for the future in late 2021, early 2022. I have a lot of ideas that I need to go over with everyone over there. So yeah, really appreciate them as well. Daniel, good morning from Gulfport. Hello. Hope you'll be watching this evening. Killer Kane, it is pretty easy to almost break your ankle along Big Round Top. That place is steep and rocky. Jaunty, that's right. Literally, don't tread on me. As far as it goes with the earthworks, yeah, this is the sign that they should put up for the earthworks at Gettysburg. and any other Battlefield Park. Just put that up. That's the real form of that. Brendan, you're coming out in June. That's awesome. Yeah, Killer Kane. You said you were at Shepherdstown. Great town. Great town, great university. I've had a lot of fun working alongside them in the George Tyler Moore Center. It's been a great time. Jim, Gary Owen has been another wonderful ally of this brand, as many of you know. They've hosted the Tattooed Historian Presents. They've allowed me to record my podcast from time to time in the bar area upstairs. So I get that nice bar atmosphere from downstairs permeating the background. And I've loved that because I don't like to have just me talking and there's no background noise. There's nothing going on. I don't like that that kind of environment where you feel like someone's sitting in a studio. I like it to feel like you're actually sitting with someone at a coffee shop or at a bar and discussing history and the historical narrative. It's very important for me to provide an atmosphere, and the Gary Owen has been fantastic. We were doing, let's see, September of 2018, I believe, was the first time we did. Yeah, September 2018 was the first time I believe we did a live event at the Gary Owen. It's going on 3 years this year. Obviously, we didn't do any. We did a few in 2020. I think February was the last one we did, February of 2020, because March was canceled due to COVID. So it's been over a year. And I know that I reached out to them last week or the week before, and I said, hey, would you be interested in firing it up again once everything is up and operational? Let's say like hopefully October or somewhere around there. And it was like, yeah, we definitely want to start doing the live events again. So we're going to be back at the Gary Owen as soon as possible, as soon as it's safe. And we're going to have the private bar all to ourselves, and whoever wants to show can show, and it's going to be a great time. So more information about that as soon as we have some stability as far as our health is concerned, and things get back up to fully operational to Gary Owen too. We're not going to push that. I just wanted to open the door and say, hey, I'm still interested in coming to the Gary Owen and doing our thing there. And it's just been a great experience to be partnered with them for that collaborative effort. I've also considered, after the pandemic is over, branching out the Tattoo Historian Presents and maybe doing a different city once in a while, or a different town once in a while, doing the Gary Owen every month like I used to do, but maybe once a quarter going to a different place in the same month. So doing 2 in 1 month. I think it would be awesome to do. I'd love to do one like in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Somewhere like that would be great. And be able to draw in a new crowd and have them interact and bring in a historian or two to do a roundtable discussion on something like I've done before. I would basically want to take the show on the road once in a while and do a gig here and there. I know that I've reached out to my buddy Darren with Civil War Breakfast Club, and we've talked about doing one in Boston, and he knows a location that might host us. So it'd be the Tattooed Historian and Civil War Breakfast Club hanging out in Boston, doing an evening thing at a pub, which I think would be fantastic. So stuff like that is what I'm looking forward to doing here in the future. Those collaborative efforts, helping out small business, and moving forward into the new era of live streaming for the history field. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, that would be awesome. Pittsburgh isn't that far. It's about a 3-hour drive for me. But that would be fantastic. It's all about finding a place, a pub or something like that, where they have, or even a restaurant. It's, I mean, Gary owns a restaurant, but they have their pub atmosphere where they have an extra room, and then we can just have that room to ourselves. It's been great because once in a while I'll have a sponsor and they help pay for expenses and stuff like that. So, we can do that. That way I don't have to charge a cover. Everything's free for anyone to come in. I don't like charging covers. That cuts down your accessibility, right? It causes friction between you and your audience. And I don't like it. I don't think a couple should have to spend $40 or $20 to come into the pub and hear you talk about something. I think it should be a little bit more accessible than that. So this brand was formed on accessibility and being able to enjoy yourself and have fun with history and not feel judged or not wanted in that space. So we're working on that. We're slowly working on that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like something like that where they have an upstairs room. That's exactly what the Gary On is. There's an upstairs bar. We pick a Thursday night because the bar is open upstairs Friday and Saturday night for obvious reasons. It's not open the rest of the week. I asked if we could do a Thursday night routine there once a month. They said yes. We bring in 30 people, that wouldn't possibly be there on a Thursday night. Maybe 3 or 5 of them would be. But then, you bring in 30 people, that helps out the house. So we're helping small business. We're getting more history out to the masses. We're live streaming the stuff. Everybody wins, right? In the end, the sponsors get some marketing out of it. So it's been really great. It's been really great to do that. Speaking of sponsors, I do want to give a major shout out to my sponsor, trhistorical.com. They got some great stuff. They have some of my stuff. They have buttons, stickers, magnets for the tattoo historian, and all kinds of other things. I order off there all the time. I actually have a shirt I'm going to wear at the Culps Hill thing that was from TR Historical. Use code word tattoo to get 10% off your entire order. Really appreciate Dave and TR Historical supporting this brand for going on 4 months now. So thank you, Dave, at TR for that. trhistorical.com. Use that code word tattoo. Make sure you spell it properly. I've had people spell the tattooed historian all kinds of different ways. I've been the tattooed historian. I've been the tattooed historian. I've been the tattooed historian. I didn't think it was that bad to try to spell that, but oh well. I hope many of you will tune in this evening, though, to our presentation with Civil War and Reconstruction Governors of Mississippi Project. Dr. Susanna Url and Dr. Stephanie Seal Walters have been doing fantastic work. They have 20,000 documents to digitize and to transcribe and to get through the system. It is a huge amount to be doing, and they've only done 10%. So it's awesome to be able to help them get some recognition and to allow them to come on to the brand sites and be a part of it and cut them some podcasts and rip that audio out and make it come to life, in different formats. It's all about taking that macro, that huge thing we do, and breaking it down into micro stuff. That's the key. So we've been working on that now for going on 4 weeks, and it's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed my time with that. I would like to collab with other institutions on stuff like that. So if you know any institution who's doing digital history projects or digital humanities, they may need some love. Let them know that I'm out there for them. Share my stuff with them, get them interested. I'm also contacting conferences. If you remember, a couple of years ago in 2019, before the world got upended, I was at the Civil War Institute Summer Conference, and I was live stream interviewing speakers after they were done. I had a separate room where it was just a live stream room, and I was basically like the after party, and people could come off of the stage, walk over and hang out with me for 10 or 15 minutes and plug their work, plug their book, do whatever it is. And it was just on the fly. And that was a hell of a lot of fun. I enjoyed that tremendously. So I'm reaching out to other conferences to ask if they would be so inclined as to talk to me about having the Tattooed Historian brand on site so we can live stream interview people, we can talk to the organizers, we can talk to the speakers, and so on. And hopefully I'm in talks with one now who I won't name because it's not a done deal yet. And hopefully I'll hear back from them. We'll see how it goes. And I think I'm going to have a phone conversation with them or a Zoom meeting next week on that front. It's just a great time. And I go in there, and I went to the CWI summer conference, and I had no idea who I was going to interview until like maybe 30 minutes beforehand. So this is the great thing about the way I do it, where there's no script. It's just like, hey, sit down, let's talk. I can talk to anybody for 10 minutes, unless you're being ignorant or you're egotistical. I can talk about anybody for 10 minutes. So that's what we did. And it was a great experience. I've really enjoyed it. Barbara, that I'm glad that you're thinking about transcribing. Please consider it. It's a great thing to do for this project and for many other projects. Get your feet wet in doing it here with transcribing, then you'll be ready to do it in other places. I've really think that volunteering to do those things enriches not only their project, but helps us understand the past, because you'll learn something from doing that I won't, or that someone else in this chat won't. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Daniel, looking forward to watching tonight. I'm a grad student working on a public history program. Really appreciate the importance of archival digitizing. Thank you, Daniel. My previous job as a contractor, we were doing it analog style. We were doing an archival assessment, and we were kicked aside for a digitization project. And that taught me very quickly that the world was changing. And, there was some pushback and there was stuff like that. And, but it's the future. And it just is so ironic that the contract I was working on that I had a great job with was overtaken by a digitization project. And then I go on to create a digital history company, and do the tattoo historian stuff and help others understand how to get the most bang for their buck out of social media and all this stuff as historians and as historical sites. So it's just kind of ironic, right? That my friends and cohorts, we were pushed aside for this new project. And then I just embraced that kind of idea and said, well, if this is the way of the future, let's go with it. I could have had a chip on my shoulder, but I decided that's not the best way to do it. So, yeah. Yes, this is another thing. With the digitization project, transcribing, that lost cause stuff, we could finally kick that out of the mainstream. I was taught that stuff. I say it as someone who fell into that trap for a while back in the day, when that was all we heard about, and we didn't research it the way we should have, or we didn't think about it in greater detail. I'm all for kicking that out. I'm an anti-lost causer. I've actually had to ban people on my page who kept using that as a dog whistle. And I've had to ban people because it's just ignorant, it's foul, it's cruel. And instead of wanting to learn, they are trolling. And it's like I've told many people that I'm a historian. I'm not a therapist. I can't change someone's mind if they don't want to look at the documents. So I'm sorry. That's the way I think a lot of historians need to be. They need to be hardliners. They need to be like, hey, here's the primary sources. This is what they say. If you don't like it, that's on you. Because allowing it to have a voice at a conference or whatever else That doesn't help. So yes, I'm all for that. West Virginia Department of History has a great website about its statehood sources. Fantastic. Yes, West Virginia, a state which is ceded from the Confederacy. There you go. Go check that out too. This is it, Kane. It's all about geographical stuff, right? I can't go to the World War I museum in Kansas City, but I can access that stuff right here if they digitize it. Or they put up a digital exhibit. That's what it's about. It's about accessibility. And just like you know, anyone else in this chat, it's all about the accessibility, being able to sit 1,000 miles away from where the document actually is and read that document. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Jaunty. That's it in a nutshell. No lost cause stuff. So, I know, King. I know. I understand that. Western Virginia was always, going to be allied with the Unionist cause. Appalachia was hugely Unionist. If you just follow the Appalachian Mountains down the map, that's Unionist territory. And rebels knew that. And, so how much does it cost to digitize a library? Well, that all depends on how big the library is, the equipment being utilized, and stuff like that. It's a huge thing to undertake. That'd be a great question to bring up, like if we do another panel with Susanna Ural, or someone else from the Dale Center, because they funded it. I think that'd be a great thing to think about. How much did it cost, or does it cost, to digitize 20,000 documents? How much does it cost to do 2,000 documents? They'd be able to give us a better understanding of that than I can. Yeah, Brian, this is it. Look at the primary sources. They told you what they were thinking. Look at the secession documents. They told you what they were saying. They told you what they thought. You can't say they don't count. If secession documents don't count for the Confederacy, the Declaration of Independence doesn't count for the United States. Period. That was always my argument. If you want to dismiss that, then you got to dismiss the Declaration of Independence. So, it never works. The argument always comes back to the primary sources. Crazy stuff out there. Crazy. So I don't want to see it in my chats. I don't want to see it on my page. I put on there my anti-hate stance on stuff. And I just reiterated that because we got a large influx of people throughout the last week or so. And just a reminder of that. And, play by the rules and you stick around. But, not going to have that on my page. I'm going to allow this to be an open space for people who feel that they've been shunned by either society, parents, the history field, other institutions. It's okay to go rogue. It's perfectly fine. You're going to survive. So, I'm really looking forward to how the digitization project, though, changes when we get to the papers on the Iraq War and stuff like that, because most of it's already digitized in the form of email or other digital media formats that were utilized. Soldiers have terabytes of photos from Iraq, Afghanistan, other places in the world, the war on terror. So I'm interested to see how that changes. Like, you're going to see a drastic change from the first Gulf War in 1991, as far as the digitization project is concerned, to Iraq and Afghanistan. It's going to be a totally different ballgame because the stuff is already digitized in some format, in some way, for maybe 70% of the documents, maybe more. So who knows what's going to happen with that? I mean, it's going to be interesting to watch. Perhaps the digitization process for 21st century projects is going to be easier. Perhaps it's going to be tougher because files can be lost so easily. I don't know. That's what we're figuring out. And that's the beauty of this field, right? For me, I love it when something is just starting and you're getting your feet wet and you're getting your legs under you and you're like, okay, how do I do this? And how do we make this work for a larger audience or for an audience of any kind? How do we allow this to be accessible, etc.? And I really enjoy that. I like that process. I like the process of obtaining the goal more than I like the goal. And that's why I love what I do, because this daily grinding it out of working on projects, sending out 10 networking emails, going into other people's private messages who run museums and being like, hey, I really enjoy your museum. Would you like me to come live stream at it? And working that way. I love the process of making this work. Do I know what the end goal is for my brand? No, there is no end goal. It's a constant process. And that's why I enjoy it so much. You know, the roots of this tree are going out in many different directions. I'm involved in so many little things to make something, that equates to a full-time job. I have many part-time jobs and part-time things going on that equates to that. And maybe that's being the businessman I am in that form. I have a business degree on top of a history degree, so that helps. But that's the thing. I got to keep moving forward with that. I have not done a Clubhouse chat. I have not been invited to Clubhouse, and I'm not on Apple. I don't know if I can actually be on Clubhouse right now. Does Clubhouse have something on it for like Android? I need an invite to get to Clubhouse, and no one's inviting me. I'm not in the cool crowd. I'm not in the cool crowd. So, but thank you all for being here. I do appreciate you. Tomorrow, as I said, we'll be back on Twitch tomorrow evening doing our World War I night. Friday nights at 8 p.m. is World War I night on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/The Tattooed Historian. Please go check that out. We have a great time over there talking about some aspect of the First World War, and after about an hour, it starts to dive into other stuff. We start talking about movies, we start talking about popular history, we start talking about other stuff, reenacting, all kinds of stuff. So if you're into history at all, you're going to enjoy the Twitch stream because you get some history, you get some laughs. We have a great time over there. So, twitch.tv/The Tattooed Historian. Killer Kane is over there. John's on there. He was in the chat earlier. He went to lunch. John McFarland. It's been a great time, and I've really enjoyed it, and I enjoy collaborating with Bowery McHistory. We get in the chat together and start the ball rolling around 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. So please go check that out. I also want to give a shout out to Jen Rolling. Jen is currently providing me with emotes for my Twitch channel, which emojis for my Twitch channel. She's also created an overlay that I can put over my my chat. So perhaps next time we do this, I'll have the overlay up on here. But it looks fantastic. She's a wonderful artist. Go check out her stuff. Jennifer Rolling, Jen Rolling. She does some great stuff over there. And I'm really, really appreciative of her work. And I love what she does as far as her artistic form. And I think you'll like it too. So anyone who's on my Twitch channel, who subscribes to my Twitch channel, will get those emotes on top of everything else. So it's a great thing to do some outreach and to help out some other people who want to support the brand. That is by far one of the easiest ways to support this brand financially is just subscribing to my Twitch channel. There's also a donation button there, and I've received some donations that went right back into hardware for the brand. I don't go out and buy like rando stuff with the money make. I reinvested in this brand because I believe in it, and I think that it's going to help out a lot of people. So I reinvested in a Stream Deck. I got a new mic, and I pay for this StreamYard software. So it really helps in the long run. So thank you to everyone. If you're on there, I know that John, who was in the chat earlier, he's been a subscriber for like 4 months on my Twitch channel. So that's been fantastic. So thank you to John for that. But if you just go there and hit the follow button, you'll know when I go live. It's free for you to follow. And you can jump in the chat just like we're doing now. It's basically like hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. Just let you know when I'm live. So go hit the follow button on my Twitch channel if you like. We're going to be doing a lot more over there. I am in talks with a nonprofit, historical nonprofit, about collaborating on my Twitch channel. That means it's becoming more mainstream for the history field now to be thinking about this. And I really think there's a lot of potential there. So, yes, Killer Kane, thank you for subscribing as well. Thank you. That's correct. Killer Kane in the chat is also a subscriber on my Twitch channel. Yes, as Jaunty says there, smash that follow button. We hear that a lot on there. I follow a couple other people. Ty McGraw, who's a friend of mine, he is on there doing historical stuff. I follow some DJs from the DC area and other places to support them during the pandemic because their gigs have been canceled. So there's all kinds of things. And it's not just gaming anymore, and that's why I like it. I'm going to be doing interviews this year strictly on Twitch, as well as other places, but there'll be some which are just going to be on Twitch. We're going to talk about it like historical gaming and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun over there. Tomorrow I'm actually in a conference. They call it the Digital Lagniappe because it's from Louisiana. And it should be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about gaming. I'm going to put a link in the chat here, just in case you haven't seen anything about it. It's a Digital Lagniappe conference tomorrow. It'll be on Zoom. Registration closes today at 4 p.m. I believe that's 4 p.m. Central, but don't take my word for that. And you can register for that. There's digital humanities and mapping. There's Black digital humanities, archives, transcription. I am on at the 2 o'clock Eastern hour, 1 o'clock Central. We are doing gaming in the humanities. Full panel of that. We're going to be moderated by Dr. Jonathan Jones. He's a postdoctoral scholar from Penn State. And it's myself. It's Dr. Craig Carey from the University of Southern Mississippi. Dan Childers, instructor of English at Pearl River Community College. And Anastasia Salter. She's associate professor of English at the University of Central Florida. So we got a great panel coming up there at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. So I just put the link into the chat. You guys can check that out if you like. Registration closes today. So if you want to be, I think it's only like $10 or $15 to register. It's a full day conference. It's not just me and my thing. It's a full day conference. Can't beat a full day conference for $15. I mean, that's really good considering that if it was in person, it'd probably be $200, $250. So, oh, that's really interesting, Killer Kane. Race, slavery, and citizenship in the U.S. and Brazil in the Civil War, Paraguay. Interesting. That's cool. Very cool. I love those different kinds of histories that makes you ponder different sections of the world. That's awesome. Really appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you hanging out here for another episode of Buzzed. Thank you for coming over here to YouTube. And please send this YouTube channel to anyone you think would enjoy it. So we're going to be doing more live streams over here. I'm going to be doing more videos in 2021, uploading all that. We'll be doing some live events strictly here on YouTube. So there's a new audience here for me. Some people don't have a Facebook anymore. They got rid of it. They moved on to different apps, but they watch YouTube like it's television, just like they watch Twitch the same way. So I want to bring a lot more of my programming over here as we go forward. And allow people to see some new stuff. So if you have any friends who are into history, organizations who might be interested in their membership watching this channel, please pass it on. I would really appreciate it. This brand was formed on word of mouth. Rarely did I buy any ads. If I did, it might have been an Instagram thing where I knew that we were doing something in a particular location. I posted a photo and I did a little drop in their area saying, hey, we're going to be live at this location in 2 months. But I never bought followers and never did anything. This thing has been growing organically. And we have over 6,000 people following now, I believe, on the Facebook site. Where are we up to now? 6,200 people are following the Tattoo Historian brand on Facebook. That's crazy. I remember when there were 62 people, and now we have 6,200. Because of your ability to like, share, and provide organic reach, in the last 30 days, the page has reached out to 17,000 people in 30 days. So that's just incredible. Incredible numbers. And it shows also the desire to want to connect with the historical narrative in new ways. People are stuck inside still. People aren't ready to go out in public. They're going to look for it in a digital format. They're going to look for it online. So with all the live streams we've done over the last year, sometimes 5, sometimes 6 in 1 week, back in the summer of 2020, it has reached out to a lot of different people. And I'm really, really happy with that. We'll see where it goes, and there's something else afoot too, which I can't announce just yet, but I might be announcing it by the end of April. I'm working with a partner on something really cool that I think you're going to enjoy, but I can't announce it yet. It's not going to be able to happen until after the pandemic anyway. So we got some time. We got some time to build it up, but it'll happen. It's just I need to bang out some particulars here and figure everything out, get everything straightened up, and before I announce anything. But I think you're going to like it, and it'll be a great way for you to connect with the past in a different format, a different way. And but we're going to have to wait till after the pandemic to really do it full speed ahead. So. But I appreciate everyone hanging out with me here on YouTube. Again, thank you so much for being in the chat. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button here on YouTube. Please let your friends know, because we need to get to 1,000 people. I hate asking for followers, but it's one of those things where you have to have a minimum to do something that we need to do. I never beg for followers. That's not my style. But when you're cornered and you're like, oh, I need 1,000 people to like this before I can move forward with live streaming on here from my phone, that stinks. I don't like mandatory minimum numbers for that kind of stuff. You should be able to live stream and create on your own, but that's a different conversation. Thank you all for doing that and hitting that subscribe button. Please consider going over to my Twitch as well and just hitting the follow button. That's free. You could subscribe if you like, but you can just hit the follow button and you'll know when we go live over there as well. Again, tomorrow night is our World War I night. Tonight is the Civil War and Reconstruction Governors of Mississippi Project, episode 4. We're going to talk about historical memory in the documents and post-Civil War stuff with that. This will be part 1 of 2 of historical memory. These will be the last 2 episodes of that series this week and next week. So please tune in to that tonight at 8 p.m. That will be here on YouTube and on Facebook. So you got your choice, whichever way you want to go with that. But thank you so much again for everyone for hanging out, for being a part of this conversation today. I do appreciate it. We're going to do more here on YouTube to try to grow this brand on YouTube. You know, we got 6,000 people who's following over there. We should get a few of them to come over here, I hope. But please take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Keep enjoying that coffee while you're offline. I got to stay awake to get more work done. I appreciate all of you. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.